in sa budget here abey a year ato forcing eba be ready ye. You see, one thing a budget now a lot of people are not talking about, and they say, especially in the field of education. A dear be a MPP for a can say a year NDC ebe cancel biano. They have shown from the budget allocation say NDC mom ababa beshenekena. Ohe budget a MPP for a year for school feeding. Sa new budget ya be NDC edisi kampo aka ho biom na tese sisi ano enkola no eduane a na ye nuamo mo no sisi ano sika no kra akosro budgeting for the school feeding akosro na tese school feeding it is supposed to be improved. In fact, we can go into the technicalities and then to see say even a buying we sika wode bakra no a year and I say nye we can go into it, but the fact of the matter is say MPP for sika na wo mode Eman Kolani school feeding no, per head no, NDC ababe increasing no. So school feeding is not going anywhere. It is now rather going to be improved. MPP for Sika everybody free SHS no. And then say new budget here abe. In fact, Sika ye de free SHS no kra akosro. Budget here are ready. We have found a dedicated source. MPP for time, there wasn't really a dedicated source for the free SHS. A free SHS no, sikana yede ye no, ya hapotina a free. There wasn't really a dedicated source for it like that. But and there, at forcing a pair a dedicated source. I'm a free SHS. Nini nano, a Ghana taxpayers' money. Intino, a idea it is always going to come from our taxes. And it is a reliable source bia sikani free bano every single year si yebenye sika free ho tenya afiance yebeka se ye pesika e de akwa ye free SHS and a sika na ya budget for the free SHS no e wo soro esen MPP 4 a wo mo se wo mo de free SHS ne ba and so it just tells you say no ya shemu kina akosoro. In fact, they are shocking crofo bebre the teacher trainees, because MPP4 can say NDC bar teacher trainee allowances no omobe cancel. Guess what? Budget reading you make it allocation for the allowances krano. I no kra say e was through saying MPP4 there no. In the education sector, in the education field, budget it speaks a lot. And so people who are neutral people who run civil society organizations in that education field, no, they are starting to speak. And one of such person, Papa Bia, your friend Kofi Asare. Now Kofi Asare, executive director of Africa Education Watch. Inti Africa he bibi maimuno, omuno education, so especially the basic, the secondary level, no. What you say? Oyobia what I kasapa education sector, no, so. He has come out to praise Abain over a year the budget, the education budget, no, the 2025 budget, especially the education sector, no, we praise NDC Abain say budget na wo mu read no, ne so. Ne Japan because this time around no, ne say ye be boa school kola. In fact, menka sen wie yempo in the field of education krano, we've also found a dedicated source ye be cheche part, sanitary parts. Ama school kola and mano, and also a school project education source. Ya sounds so fine source. Ye be man kola ne textbooks. Inti the neutrals in the field are speaking, but Papa we krano. Wabo NDC switchy. We praise NDC. Nanso wabo mwechi. Na bona wabo mwechi ne krano. About the allowance because on no the economic one na kasa teacher training allowance na nke yen cancel onti asie de ntia NDC for kra no omo akwa fine sika say ye sanso betua teacher training allowances yen kinkan or say the executive director of Africa Education Watch Eduwatch Kofi Asare has weighed in on the government's 2025 budget allocation to the education sector, describing it as significant and unprecedented. Inti wohwe ono ne nsem wo kan wo se wohwe budget reading yi. In fact, yesterday Obi admitted on Asempa. O se wohwe budget no na wohwe atofos an explanation a wo maaye on baby a wo mo benye sika, especially in the education sector, near the akwa share education sector ni mu a. Obi asem a wo kan ne say it was smart, it was innovative. O se wohwe say atofos en wadwen brilliant. Inti wohwe Eduwatch for omunsu penyina or say a significant and unprecedented. Now obronika se bibi a significant adie ni dimu yaka se bibi a unprecedented just adie ni nsida just NDC for budget we are aye for the education sector no nsida yehu bi da wagana ha. Or say however, he also raised concerns about the allocation for teacher trainee allowances, calling it a wasteful expenditure. So you see, bo NDC for echi ne kra no no de onyaya anka teacher trainee allowance na NDC for on cancel. But NDC government, the Mahama government, has still found a reliable source for the teacher trainee allowance. As he's speaking on Eyewitness News on City FM, Asari acknowledged the government's commitment to uncap Get Fund by amending the Earmarked Capping and Realignment Act of 2017. He noted that this move, along with the allocation of approximately 145 million Ghana cedis to the capitation grants, 3.5 billion Ghana cedis to the free SHS program, and over 500 million for textbooks for basic schools, represented major investments in education. Into Wohesika Warboa, and the NDC government invested 500 million Ghana cedis for textbooks for basic schools. Free SHS no, yeah, the 3.5 billion. MPP for almost free SHS ne buy. They didn't use this amount in the free SHS. 3.5 billion Ghana cedis, and yeah, free SHS, and 145 million to the capitation grant. I say significant in the sense that they are significant and unprecedented, and it must be acknowledged as such. So say no quarry wo was say can. Sa dia we ya NDC abanya ye ebin see that there was a Ghana for ye can acquire ne pan. I say I don't think that allocation over 200 million for teacher trainee allowance is a game changer, he argued. It is actually a wasteful expenditure, and we encourage the government to depart from that narrative. So he's speaking about sika still ya finding a teacher trainees no. Waka say embre do say teachers for eco school no yenjai allowance a yesi ye mom no. Na sa 200 million no ye betumi dia bibi pa. You see, but there's that same teacher trainee allowance here who nim now ko send and there MPP4 and now ko stopping and there MPP4 the very propaganda here NDC. But an ekra trail say budget no enyamapa ya kanokra no enyamapa ni bikra na nkrofo, because these are the problems you want. Say why are the partner the partner why na nkrofo person di gina so e de ka say we mpo di ankani kwan say wo ye. Those are the problems you want. And that is what we've seen. I am, you see, there's one thing also about the budget. Atufo Sinkan ya a new thing NDC for day ba meniaje hon. After reading the budget in general, he also said, say, all the sector ministers have also been given their mini budget womonso ebeba parliament. No more about explaining. In Tibia sports ministry, no, Osha womonso side na, they will also come and then omonso omo budget, no. Omo sports minister and baba be mo atre Ghana for the tourism ministry almost baba be wo mo de no atre Ghana for, and the like what you say. So they even with the education ministry no, they will also come and then break it down more for Ghanaians to understand. But basically no, this is what is going on. What you say, this is what is happening, and I am happy that the stakeholders, the neutral people in the field, are realizing what is going on and they are speaking. Yesterday, a lot of people were happy with the budget reading. In fact, I'm not talking about a lot of people asking, yeah, media over to me, I can say me NDC, so what to say, meniagia. That one is not a problem. I told you, say, when was it? Was it within the week or say last week? Na me catch them say my son that I say NDC for ready budget no ready budget ni wie no na Ghana for bebre na ni age so muni amobeka ya I don't know ebia na monk but in one of my broadcast no me can say no and that's exactly what's happening but send America no yesterday what I said and I say at least there's that intent for this year for 2025 at least the NDC is on the right path because they've presented the budget and the budget will be passed. Once the budget is passed, it will be in full force. And so for the rest of 2025, you say budget will be juma. Until at least for 2025, promises are NDC for MIN or Moodiso. A empire bo any year bo say, sir, for the 4 years, they will do so for us. Listen, Ghanaians say we don't even ask for much. If the NDC is able, sir, in some more market or budget team, no, if they are able to do them, it will just bring some form of relief to every single sector. Because you see, NDC for Mayati as you say, it's not like Ghana you need sikano, you will sikano, but MC sikano ena ye applying ye. Because say JJ taxes say ebia ye they call the education sector. Now at the end of the day, yamfa taxes ni nyankwa nkura education sector ho. Na ye de bia kwa koye bibi foforo. Na nde aban foforo aba se dabi. Sika we ye je say ye they call education sector nti yemfa nye education sector ho adwuma. I think say it is good. It is good. So yen na ye bebo the NDC and Atofos in Abaso. And yes say yempo ne yebeka. The people who are in that field no that is what they are saying. Okay. That is that. Don't share your comment box anymore.